Hey YouTube, I'm here to give you some quick thoughts on the Samsung Q90r. I bought this TV last year to put in my living room since my living room is really bright and the TV I had before had a lot of reflections, so it was difficult to watch during the daytime. This is the 82-inch version. I'm just here to give you my quick thoughts about it. I'm not going to give you a Arting's breakdown, super technical breakdown, since if you want that you can get it from them. They do a great job on that. So here we go. So this fiber optic cable, this is the cable that connects to the one box that will connect to your TV. Now this only is a problem when you're doing in-wall installation like I have. So this connector piece is too large to fit through standard size like 1-inch, 2-inch conduit that runs behind the wall. So you can't route this through a tube. So that leads to you having to put the one box like on a shelf like this so that it can be hidden away behind the TV when it's installed behind the wall, and then you can route the cable from there to the TV. That kind of ruins the aesthetic of going through, you know, the wall and routing the wires through the wall. So that's kind of a bad design decision on Samsung's part. So the remote that comes with the Q90r, I find it a little bit lacking. It's kind of small. It doesn't have a lot of dedicated buttons. I guess they're trying to be minimalistic. It's made entirely of plastic. It has a built-in remote, which is nice, but I just feel like it could have been made of better material when you get the one in the United States anyways. If you get the one in Europe, I think it comes with a different version, or it comes with two remotes, and the other one is a lot nicer and has more buttons. One button I would definitely want to see is a dedicated game mode toggle, since I don't have a setup where it automatically detects that I'm using a console and switch to game mode. So you have to do like 4 to 5 button presses to get the game mode, and it's kind of a pain. So here's what I mean about wanting to have more dedicated buttons. So if I want to toggle game mode on and off, I have to hit the home button, I have to toggle and move over to settings, and then from the settings quick menu I have to move another bunch of button presses over, and then I can turn on game mode, and then I can turn off game mode from there. At least they have that quick menu button, but still that was like 10 clicks to get there, and I often go back between watching YouTube or a movie and playing a game, so it's pretty annoying. So the biggest strength and weakness of this TV is the HDR performance. So the TV can get really bright, so it can make really bright scenes look good, but when the bright scene is in the dark, I don't think the local dimming algorithm works that well. You still get a lot of bleed from and flashlighting from the different zones. So I'll show you a quick HDR test. So this is in movie mode, HDR. The backlight is bumped up to 50. I'm in a bright room. Note that the backlight in HDR should be at 50 because the way the TV maps the colors is assuming a backlight of 50. So if you lower it, you're actually kind of distorting how the colors should map. So it doesn't look so bad, but look where if I toggle the sound, you see how much bleed is around here. You can see all that light bleed everywhere. It's pretty bad. And when you're watching a movie like The Dark Knight or whatever that's in HDR, that'll become even more apparent. Or if you have subtitles, that's very obvious too. It's pretty bad. In a light room, it's tolerable to me. If I'm in a dark room, it kind of sucks. So one of the bigger strengths of the TV is the anti-glare and anti-reflection coating. As you can see, I have a black screen, and then I have a bunch of windows open in my living room and my kitchen. The reflection from those windows and those light sources doesn't look so bad. It's definitely tolerable when you're watching TV and not just looking at a blank screen. If it was my OLED TV, it would basically be like a mirror. It would be reflecting everything. It would be basically unwatchable, and it definitely doesn't get bright enough to combat those reflections. So another strength of this TV, beyond the display properties, is the operating system and how fast it runs on the one box. So as you can see, me scrolling through the menu, lightning fast. It's just like using a NVIDIA Shield in terms of speed. I can flip from YouTube to Plex. It loads pretty quickly. See it go to do that on the Plex screen, and then boom, I'm in. So that all the apps and stuff work pretty well. The only problem is it doesn't have eARC. Samsung said they might implement eARC in a firmware update. What that means, if you're using Plex to stream like Blu-ray rips or something that has uncompressed audio, in order to do that and get the uncompressed audio out, you need to still run a box into your receiver, like a shield or something else. So given those thoughts, would I get the TV again? I might get it. If there's no other options in the 80-inch range that are affordable or practical, and you have a bright room, the TV I think is fine, even though it has all that backlight bleed from the high local dimming. To get an OLED of that size is astronomical in price. Even the 77 I think is over $4,000. I also got my TV at a steep discount because I got it at a Best Buy outlet, and they couldn't move the unit for like months, so they marked it down to the mid 2000s. So that's pretty unheard of for that model in 2019.